So that was Linkletter Provincial Park. It is day 20 on Monday morning, and I am headed towards Fundy National Park down in New Brunswick. I need to cross the Confederation Bridge first, which is an 8-mile bridge running between Prince Edward Island and New Brunswick. Winds are calm, so it should be an easy crossing, and it should be a nice day today. It was cold last night, 40 degrees Fahrenheit, but manageable with my equipment. So here we go. Today is the remembrance of the, I guess it's I think they're actually burying her today, the Queen. So it's a national holiday in Canada. They've got about it only says 3 hours to get down to Fundy National Park. I thought it was longer than that. Weather's supposed to be nice today. I haven't seen the extended forecast. They have an unusual arrangement with the ferry and the bridge here. Coming onto the island, there's no charge. Getting off for either the ferry or the bridge, there is a charge, but the charge is different. And the ferry is more expensive. The ferry is, I think, $40 for a motorcycle, and the bridge is $20. So I'm able to take the ferry on for free, and then I'm getting off using the bridge, which is the cheaper of the two alternatives. $20 for the motorcycle and me. But I guess that's a common arrangement, and that's what I'm doing. It got so cold last night that the air condensed in the tires, and my alarms went off for both the front and the rear tire. Woke me up at, I think, 2 in the morning. So I immediately shut the alarms down, realizing that since both of them were going off because of the low pressure, that it had to be because of the low temperature, because it was, like I said, 40 degrees Fahrenheit, and they were set around 60. So a 20-degree change in temperature definitely changed the pressure within the tires enough to trigger the alarm. But they're both back up above spec, which is where they normally run. The front runs 33 when the tire is cold, and the rear 42 when it's fully loaded, which the bike is right now. And then once the air in the tire heats up, or the ambient air heats up, it'll go above that. So it's 33.6 in the front and 44.5 pounds per square inch in the rear. So here we go, over the Confederation Bridge. So it's only a 2-lane bridge. The barriers aren't up so high that you can't see over them. It's a big structure, no doubt about it. I think it may be the longest bridge in Canada. If I remember correctly, there's the one hump to allow larger vessels to get underneath. There's New Brunswick. Takes me one step closer to home. My goal is to go to Fundy and then work Fundy National Park, and then work my way northwest up around the top of Maine to stay in Canada if the weather cooperates, to Quebec City, and then I'll head directly south into I'd like to go into New Hampshire through the Whites. It's always a great ride. I don't know if you can see it or not. There's a lighthouse down there at that point. I wonder if there's a road that goes out there. There is. Maybe I'll try to take it. Got a little extra time on my hands today. Only 2 hours and 15 minutes away from Fundy National Park, and it's still 9:17 in the morning. Cape Jourimain. Sounds like where I want to be. I want to get to the lighthouse. It's my 4th Canadian province. There'd only be one more on this trip, and that would be Quebec. There's a good picture of the bridge. Nice. Get some sense of the scale. I got off my motorcycle and went to the Cape Jourimain National Wildlife Area. I'm here, and I'm going to take this trail down out to the lighthouse, where there should be some views. And I don't know, I may take the same trail back, I'm not sure. It's about 1 kilometer out and 1 kilometer back. Apparently there are 170 different varieties of birds that use this area for migration and nesting. So I can hear the birds, haven't really seen any yet, although I'm not much of a bird watcher. That was a nice little hike. Took maybe 45 minutes. Out to the lighthouse and back. This is an observatory that's here out overlooking the preserved area. Oh, that was a really nice walk. Beautiful nature center. It was just a great experience. Highly recommend it. Right off the bridge. I think he was going the wrong way. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think so though. You never know when somebody's going to do something stupid. But on the Nova Scotia side of Bay of Fundy, but I've never been on the New Brunswick side, at least close to the water. I've certainly driven a car through New Brunswick before. Route 955, headed to Route 15. Scenery is really nice. I'm right on the shore. The road's a little chunky though, so can't do a lot of sightseeing. Farm country down here too, in New Brunswick. I believe this is downtown Moncton. Hopewell Rocks. Bay of Fundy is to my left, and the tide is out right now. You can see the extent of the tide in this area. You can see the mud flats out there. This is I think a provincial park. Hopewell Rocks Provincial Park, yeah. Oh, there's quite a few cars back here. Quite the attraction. Hopewell Rocks, walk on the ocean floor. So that was Daniel Flats. Now I'm headed down to Flower Pot Rocks. That is Diamond Rock at the bottom there. It's rather busy here. It's low tide. Happenstance that I arrived at that provincial park shortly before low tide and was there during low tide. If I had arrived at high tide, I would have not being able to walk down on the ocean bottom was nice. One thing I like about motorcycle travel is it's fun to be able to just ride along and then happen on things like that. Got half an hour to go to get to the national park, Fundy National Park, 41 kilometers away. Tide's still working its way back in. Hello.
Hi, bonjour.
How are you today?
Hi,
I'm going to stay at one of the parks tonight. We're in the campgrounds.
okay.
All right, thank you. Simple chili meal tonight. There wasn't much selection in the area, so this is what I ended up with. Chili bread, soft drink, and 3 cookies for dessert.